This week, we're going to talk about a review of two club opening bids, or those great big hands. I'm sure a lot of you remember from your beginning instructions that all strong hands of 22 or more high card points are opened to clubs. Some of you may have an agreement with your partners that you open 3 no trump with 25 to 27, and that's fine. I have another bid for a 3 no trump opener. So I open all my strong hands with 2 clubs. Any hand with 22 or more high card points should be opened 2 clubs. Now, there's another kind of hand that can be shown by that bid as well, and that's a hand with a long suit. And obviously it will be a good suit. It needs to have at least 14 high card points in it to be a legal call, but in general, it will have several more than that if it meets the criterion of having no more than 4 losers in the hand. So if you have a long suit and you have 8.5 or 9 playing tricks in your hand, in other words, no more than 4 losers in your hand, then that hand also qualifies for a 2 club opening, saying, partner, I either have a big balanced hand or I have a hand with a long running suit. Now, if your suit is a minor, you should have 10 playing tricks in your hand to do that, because it requires 11 tricks to make game in a minor. And you can certainly do that. If you have a great big old long club suit or diamond suit, you can open 2 clubs. Be aware that when your partner responds to diamonds, if your suit is diamonds, you won't be playing the hand. But worse things have happened. So that begs a question. What should the responder do? Does he respond like he always does when partner opens? And the answer to that question is no. You want to leave the opener the maximum amount of room to describe his hand to you. And the bid that takes up the least amount of space is 2 diamonds. Both of these bids are completely artificial. The 2 club bid says nothing about your club holding. In fact, you may not have a club in your hand at all. And responder's 2 diamond bid is the same way. May not have a diamond at all. It just says, I hear you, partner. You have a great big hand. Please tell me more. That is the most common way of responding. There are some others out there, for instance, the 2 hearts negative that says, I don't have an ace or a king, partner, put it where you want it, because you know that I have nothing at all. The only problem with that is if the opener suit is hearts, you have just stolen the dummy, and all of the assets for that side are on the table for everyone to see. There's another way to tell partner you don't have anything, and I'm going to get into that on a later slide. So one of the questions I hear most frequently is, my partner opened 2 clubs and I have 0 points in my hand. I want to pass. When can I pass? Well, it happens. You can pick up a great big hand and your partner can be completely broke. There are 2 instances when the responder can pass when no game contract has been reached. A lot of people think that a 2 club opener is forcing the game. Technically, it is not. If the partner is completely busted, then a 2 club opener is forcing to 2 no trump, 3 of a major, or 4 of a minor. If the opener rebids 2 no trump, showing a hand that has 22 to 24 high card points in it, with 2 jacks or fewer in his hand, the responder can pass. Remember what you've heard me say 1,000 times. 2 no trump is forward going, but never forcing. So if you have a truly, truly awful hand with fewer than 2 jacks, or maybe even with 2 jacks, then you can pass. If you have a queen, that might be an entry. It might well be an entry. Same number of points, but there's a better chance that that queen is an entry than one of your jacks being an entry. So the responder can pass 2 no trump if he really is broke. Now, if the opener rebids a suit, the responder has to bid a second time. The reason being is that the 2 no trump bid puts that opener's hand in a box, just like Susie and I were talking about 1 no trump openers. The opener has put his hand in a box, that is, described it as balanced with 22 to 24 high card points in it. You know just pretty much exactly what he has. When your partner rebids a suit, you don't know that because there's no point limit on it. Your partner can be sitting over there with a hand worth 27 or 28 points. If he opens 2 clubs, you respond 2 diamonds, and his suit is spades, and he rebids 2 spades, and you pass, he is going to be one very unhappy partner. Very unhappy partner. And we all know what the first rule in this game is. That is, keep your partner happy. So keep your partner happy by rebidding, taking a second call when he rebids a suit. You must not pass. If you truly have nothing at all in your hand, then you can bid what is called the second negative. This is where you tell your partner, I have nothing, partner. If you've rebid a suit here in the example I've shown, opener rebid 2 hearts. The cheaper minor at the 3 level is the second negatives. In this case, when partner rebids 2 hearts, 3 clubs is the second negative. It says, I have no ace or king. I may or may not have heart support. I may or may not. I'm just telling you that I have nothing for you. If you have game in your hand, you need to bid it. Because if you repeat your bid, I'm not going on if I don't have support for you. When opener rebids a suit and then takes a second rebid in that same suit, then responder can pass 1 level below game if he has no support and no points. In this case, if Mr. East has 2 hearts in his hand and a roughing value somewhere, he should bid 4 hearts. If he has a roughing value, he may have a trick for partner. If partner has length in that suit, then the roughing value represents that 1 trick that your partner has shown you. When partner does this, he says, I have 9 playing tricks with hearts as trumps, partner. Can we play game? If East says, 1 heart over here, partner, no roughing value in my hand, pass 3 hearts is acceptable. Then and only then, these 2 instances, can the responder pass short of game. If opener rebids 2 no trump, you have a bust. Now, obviously, remember, if you have a bust with a 5-card major, you can transfer and pass. Your tools that you use over no trump are also used over this 2 no trump rebid by West. So don't forget that. If you truly are broke, you can transfer and drop when partner rebids 2 no trump if you have a 5-card major. When partner rebids a suit, it is important to remember that responder has to take a second call because the opener's hand is not limited the way it is when he bids no trump. That's the best way to think of no trump. No trump puts your hand in a box. A suit bid does not. Partner may have only the barest amount that he needs to bid the suit. If that's the case, and he has 6 of them, and he should for a suit bid, we'll get into why that is true in a minute here, then he will rebid at the cheapest level saying, 6-card suit over here, a partner, and I have 9 tricks. Do you have a trick for me? If the answer is no, responder can pass. Now, what's meant by that term second negative? That doesn't sound very descriptive, does it? It also is a completely artificial bid. It says the responder has a very weak hand with no aces or kings. It says nothing at all about whether he has support for partner's suit. In other words, responder is telling his partner with the big hand, my hand is unlikely to produce a trick for you. You have 1 more bid. Put it where you want it. So remember, using the second negative says nothing about possible support. It just says, I have no controls over here for you, no aces, no kings, and I may not even have a queen. I may have 2 jacks. I may have a Yarborough. I may have nothing higher than a 10. I just don't have anything over here, partner. I'm sorry. The second negative is the cheapest suit bid available at the 3 level. Notice if opener rebids 2 hearts, a bid of 2 spades by the responder is not the second negative. We don't lie about major suits, ever. Never, ever lie about your major suit holding. So if you want to use something artificial to show that you have a weak hand, use that second negative. The cheapest bid available at the 3 level is the second negative. If partner opens 2 clubs and rebids 3 diamonds, for instance, then the second negative is 3 hearts, because that is the cheapest bid available. That's the only bid that the responder can make that is not forcing to gain. If he bids anything other than the second negative, you need to end up in a game contract. And it is reasonable for the opener to assume that you have a little something if you don't use either the 2 heart immediate response that some people like to use, or the second negative. Anything else means we're going at least to game. In other words, 3 points or more in the responder's hand. And I get asked all the time also, not just when can I pass, but when can I bid my own suit? Bear in mind that when the opener opens 2 clubs, you've gone past the entire 1 level. You've used up a whole level of bidding just to show this great big hand. If the opener bids 2 clubs and responder bids 2 spades, then the second level is gone before the opener can tell you what he has. So most of the time, and in fact, I say here about once every 10 years or so, the responder will have the kind of hand that he should show his own suit. That hand will contain, at the minimum, 9 or 10 high card points. It will have a 5-card major suit, major in capitals. And that suit will contain 2 of the top 3 honors. In that case, it is acceptable to bid something other than 2 diamonds. Never do it with a 4-card major. Never, ever, ever. It's okay to rebid a 4-card major when it's your second turn to call, but never on the first one. It should always be a 5-card major suit with 2 of the top 3 honors, because you need a really good excuse for taking up bidding space when your partner has announced that he has the kind of hand that he has. When you have a lot of points, you want to go slowly to find your best contract. It's when you are weak with long suits that you jump and take up the bidding space. Now, we've talked about when responder can pass, how he should not bid a suit of his own, but we haven't talked very much about how the opener chooses his rebid. I see a whole lot of people rebidding 5-card major suits when they have opened 2 clubs, and that is certainly not wrong, not wrong. But 5-3-3-2 is a balanced hand pattern. When I have a balanced hand pattern, I like to give my partner the best, most concise definition and description of my hand. And when I'm 5-3-3-2 and I have 22 to 24 high card points, that description is 2 no trump, not 2 of my 5-card suit, my 5-card major suit. So with a hand that has 22 or more high card points and is balanced or semi-balanced, you can be 5-4-2-2, you can be 6-3-2-2 with a 6-card minor suit. I never bid no trump when I have a 6-card major suit. then two no trump is an acceptable definition of that hand. Sometimes the best description of a hand that's 4-4-4-1, for instance, is a no trump call. The rules for opening one no trump don't apply in the two clubs, two diamond, two no trump scenario. Just as you have more liberties when you open two no trump, you have more liberties when you're rebidding no trump following a two club opening. Sometimes a 4-4-4-1 hand can't be described any other way. I mean, what are you going to do if you have a great big 4-4-4-1 hand but rebid no trump? That's just about the only thing you can do. Or you may have a 3-1-4-5 pattern that you can't describe any other way. You don't really want to have a singleton in a major suit when you do that, but rebids can be tough sometimes for the opener. But most generally, when you're 5-3-3-2, even if that 5-card suit is a major, I personally believe that it is better to say my hand is balanced and it contains 22 to 24 high card points, partner. What do you think? This opens up the world of stamen and transfers. And so you can still find a 4-4 or a 5-3 fit if responder happens to hold such a hand. But when there is a 6-card major suit involved, and I make the point here that I often open one no trump with a 6-card minor. I know a lot of people who do that, 6 cards and say 6-3-2-2. That's a semi-balanced hand pattern, and it is acceptable to open one no trump with a 6-card minor like that. Now, bear in mind that to be a legal opening one no trump call, you cannot have a 6-4-2-1 pattern. You can't have 10 cards in 2 suits to open a no trump, but you can have 9. So a 6-3-2-2 pattern is acceptable. But when you have a 6-card major suit, you don't cover that up, not ever. When opener rebids a suit, he says, at least when I do it, I'm telling my partner, I have at least a 6-card suit now, because if I had a 5-card major suit and a balanced hand, I would rebid 2 no trump. The hand may exist where I might rebid a 5-card major suit, but I haven't come across it yet. When I bid a suit for my rebid, when I've opened 2 clubs, I have a 6-card major suit. That makes it really easy for responder to tell whether he has support and a marginal hand. He knows then that if he has 2 or 3 points in his hand and 2-card support, that game is a possibility, definitely a possibility. He doesn't know that if I don't have the agreement with my partners that my rebid of a suit on a 2-club auction promises 6 cards when I rebid a major suit. I like to try to make my partner's decisions as easy as possible, because the easier I can make them, the less likely he is to make a mistake. And the same is true for me. I like for my partners to make my life easy, because then I'm less likely to make the wrong choice. And I have found that this particular way of doing it works out very well for me. You may find otherwise. This is strictly a matter of partnership agreement. It's not a rule. But I have found that it really, really works well. And here is an example about rebidding 2 no trump instead of showing the 5-card major. This is the West hand. Very lovely hand, right? Looks like you should have something somewhere, definitely. And here's the East hand. This is the kind of hand my partners usually have when I have this kind of hand over here. No, it just works out that way. If the hand bids 2 no trump, East can pass. Remember, 2 no trump is not forcing, so he can pass 2 no trump. Do we think that West can make 2 no trump? Well, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tricks. If he can get 1 here and he can get a diamond trick, and he may well, then he has a chance of making 2 no trump, even opposite this bust. If instead he rebids 2 spades, this is the way the auction will probably go. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, 3 clubs, second negative. I have nothing over here for you, partner. Notice he has 3 spades, but that second negative says nothing at all about whether he has support. He's just saying, I have nothing over here, partner. Nothing for you. Well, now what does West do? He can't pass 3 clubs, obviously. It's an artificial bid. Does he rebid spades, hoping his partner has 3? Does he rebid 3 no trump? What does he do? What's the right choice? 3 no trump is very unlikely, isn't it? Now, I admit this is an extreme case. I could have put the stray queen in here. I could have put the queen of hearts in here. With the queen of spades in here, then 3 no trump will probably make. But Mr. West doesn't have any idea. He has no idea whatsoever. So it's for this reason that I prefer to rebid 2 no trump with a hand like this one that West holds, because my partner, I have no idea what my partner has. We may have a slam, I don't know. But if my partner bids Stamen, I'll show my spades. If he transfers to hearts, we'll play no trump. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm depending on his second bid before I know more. And just in case my partner has a really awful hand, then we can stop in 2 no trump, or he can transfer me and pass if he has nothing. Notice if East had 5, another heart here, and maybe one fewer diamond or club, then he would transfer to hearts and pass. That would be a way for West to get over to the East hand if he needed to. If there were shortness in clubs like this shows, then he could get there by roughing the 3rd round of clubs. If he has a high enough trump that he can take the trick. I purposely made this hand truly awful. It could be anywhere from 0 to 1 or 2 points in it. But I did this to demonstrate why with this kind of hand, I rebid 2 no trump rather than 2 spades. My partner has to bid again if I bid 2 spades.
Susan?
Yes.
A question from the chat is why even open this hand with 2 clubs?
I have 23 high card points.
You sure do. Okay.
Yeah, 23 high card points. I open that 2 clubs all day long.
Thank you.
Does that not make sense? I mean,
yeah, I think we missed a card there.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Now then, here comes a really important topic. There was a player at Fun and Games and at previous bridge clubs in Oklahoma City for just years and years and years who just loved to interfere in all kinds of auctions. And the reason he did it was because he says people don't have agreements. Says if I can stick a bid in here and really muck up the works, I'm going to do it because people don't know how to handle it. Well, his name was Jack Kilo, and he died a year or so ago. But sometimes he's in the building again anyway, and somebody interferes in your 2 club auction of all things. And people don't know what to do when that happens. I've seen people interfere in Jacoby 2 no trump auctions. In anything, people are used to be when I first learned to play bridge in the early 60s that if you opened a no trump, everybody went, oh, big hand, can't bid. That's not true anymore. I'm sure you've noticed people don't hesitate to interfere over a 1 no trump opening at any time. And it's becoming more common for people to interfere in a 2 club auction as well. I have a suggestion for you on how to handle it. You do not have to do it the way I do it, but this is generally the agreement that my partners and I have when that happens. It may seem ridiculous and you may want to double the person for penalty, But if they have a long running suit, they may not go off enough to justify a game or a slam that you and your partner may have had. So you need to have some agreements on how to handle it. If your partner opens 2 clubs and your right-hand opponent sticks a 2 spade bid in there, could be 2 hearts, could be 2 diamonds, anything, 3 clubs, whatever. A double by the responder is the second negative. It says, I have a bust over here, partner. Don't count on me to help you at all. Pass is encouraging, on the other hand, will generally indicate a hand with at least 3 points in it. In other words, a control of some sort, or maybe a queen jack in the same suit. Pass is encouraging, and it asks partner to describe his hand further, even over this interfering bid. Pass or double is the second negative. Pass is encouraging. If, on the other hand, partner opens 2 clubs, right-hand opponent passes, you bid 2 diamonds, and left-hand opponent bids 2 spades. If the opener passes, that requests the responder to reopen with a double, and it generally indicates that the opener wants to penalize the person who interfered. Why doesn't he double? Because that would force the responder to bid again. So he requests his partner to double, and then if he wants to penalize the opponent, he can pass. Double by the opener following interference after the responder's 2 diamond call is for takeout. In other words, 2 clubs, pass, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, double by the opener is for takeout. What's your best suit? Maybe he was planning to rebid spades and he only has the king in the spade suit and he's worried about it. Tell me your best suit, partner. Double by the opener then is for takeout. Any other call is just a further description of his hand. In other words, he may have a heart suit. If he was planning to rebid hearts, he'll rebid 3 hearts and you'll proceed from there. But if you have some kind of agreement, I guarantee you that one of these days somebody's going to interfere in your 2 club auction. It happened to me, and I happened to be playing with a partner that I hadn't played with regularly, and we had no agreement, and we were in a mess because we had no agreements on what any of these bids meant, pass, double, whatever. So it's helpful to have some kind of agreement with regular partners. I will admit that a lot of players don't have the nerve to interfere in a 2 club auction. But with the right hand, people who have a long suit, particularly a long spade suit, don't hesitate anymore. It probably won't come up when you're playing with a pickup partner, but if you happen to think of it, it is really helpful to have some kind of an agreement that you can discuss. If it hasn't happened to you yet, you haven't lived long enough at the bridge table, because it will. It's happened to me 2 or 3 times. And it always just astonishes me, but people do it. Your best defense against a Jack Kilo when he happens to be in the building is to have agreements. If you have agreements, then his messing up your auctions can't hurt you. Now, what happens? Have you guys lost my screen?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Sorry, take it back.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right.
I think it was an accident.
Okay, now everybody can see the slide with the normal as an illusion picture on it, right? Okay.
Yes.
What does the responder do when he has a more normal responding hand? Why is this different? Well, if you have 6 to 8 points, give your partner 23 when he rebids 2 no trump. That's the average. 8 points will put you at about an average of 31. unless somebody has a long suit, that's not going to be enough to make 6 no trump. So if you lack a 4 or 5 card major and you don't want to use stamen or can't use stamen or transfers, just bid 3 no trump. With 9 high card points and a 5 card minor, I'm lost the screen again here. Just a second.
I'll handle it.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Here we
now
go.
you can take it back.
Oh, I did. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. If you have 9 or so high card points and a 5 card minor suit, don't be afraid to invite slam. If partner's on 24, 9 high card points and 24 high card points equals 33, and 33 to me means 6 no trump. So bid 4 no trump, inviting partner to bid 6 if he's on the maximum for what he has shown. If I have 10 points and high card points and I give my partner 23, I'm going to bid 6 no trump. And this assumes that I don't have a 4 or 5 card major suit. I'm going to bid 6 no trump. It's a matter of addition. If opener rebids a suit, raise his suit if you have 3 card support or support. If you and he have the agreement that he always has 6, you can raise with 2 card support. And this is, remember, this is with a 6 to 8 high card point hand. Bidding 3 is a stronger bid than bidding 4 in a 2 club auction. Bidding 3 says, got slam interest, partner? I have more than just the old minimum over here. We might have a slam. That's what that 3 level bid says when your partner has rebid a suit and you have support. It says, show me a control if you feel like we might have a slam, partner. What do you think? Remember, in a 2 club auction, a 3 level bid is stronger than a 4 level bid. The 4 level bid might say, I have 3 or 4 points, I have support. 4 hits the table, bid on at your own risk. We have enough for game, but that's it. The 3 level bid says, we might have more than game, partner. And that kind of bid indicates 8-ish or better points. A hand with 3 to 7 points generally just bids the game. Never, ever, ever base your bid on the law of total tricks in a 2 club auction. The law of total tricks is generally at its most useful in a competitive auction, and 2 club auctions are not competitive for the most part. They are generally monopolized by only one side. So remember, 2 club auctions, the 3 level bid of a suit is stronger than a 4 level bid. 4 level bid is basically a sign off in a 2 club auction. If partner is very, very strong and has 27 or 28 points in his hand, then he can go on if he thinks it's indicated. Here are some little review examples. Here's a hand that this came from a game back in the wintertime on a Saturday morning. Which auction do you think best fits this hand? In one instance, someone opened 4 hearts. In another instance, there was 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 2 no trump, saying, nah, not crazy about hearts. But look at the opener's hand. He doesn't care whether you have any hearts, does he? This is what's known as a self-sufficient suit. He doesn't care whether you have hearts, and he's not interested in playing no trump at all with a void and a doubleton here. So he bid 4 hearts. Might work. Example number 3 was opened 1 heart, responder bid 1 no trump, and opener rebid 4 hearts. In another instance, there was 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 hearts. 3 no trump, 4 hearts. Notice everybody got to 4 hearts, but which is the best auction for describing this hand? Does anybody have an opinion?
2.
What's wrong with number 1? Anybody have a
Cuts
thought?
out the responder.
I'm
It
sorry,
shows a weak hand.
I didn't understand your response.
The responder can't do anything.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to do, does he? In general, a 4 heart opener like this promises an 8 card suit with nothing outside. It is a preemptive bid and is generally 10 or fewer points. Shows an 8 card major suit. Should be a pretty good 8 card major suit, but nothing outside. If you're in the habit of opening hands like this, 4 hearts, you will miss a lot of slams. And in duplicate bridge, missing slams is not something you want to do if you can avoid it. So 4 hearts here is not a good choice because there could potentially be a slam here. How about number 3, 1 heart opening? Does that one fit? How many losers does this hand have? Has 2 in clubs, 1 in diamonds. Only 3, right? Only 3 losers. What if your partner passes? Would you not be sick for the rest of the day if your partner passed? This is not a 22 high card point hand at all. It only has 17 high card points in it. But this is a 2 club opener if I ever saw one. This is one of those long running suit kind of a thing that doesn't have 22 points in it.
Okay.
So 4 hearts, well, we got to 4 hearts because opener rebid 4 hearts. But what if partner didn't have enough to respond? It's possible that he might not, although since you have only 17 points in it, odds favor is having a little something. But I wouldn't want to take the chance by opening 1 heart here myself. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 hearts. What does 3 hearts mean?
Long, strong heart suit.
Well, what's wrong with rebidding 2 hearts? Doesn't 2 hearts say a long, strong heart suit? Have you not announced that you have a hand that has a lot of playing strength with hearts as trumps by opening 2 clubs and rebidding 2 hearts? You took up 1 whole level of bidding, and now you've just taken up all of the second layer of bidding by jumping to 3 hearts. Remember what I said about having a big hand with a lot of points? You go slowly. If partner happens to have a hand that might produce a slam, then you have the room to find that out. If you jump to 3 hearts, you've lost the room that you had. 2 hearts over a 2 club opening says, I have at least 6 cards in this major suit, and I have at least 9 playing tricks. Very descriptive bid. You don't need to jump to 3 to show that. And in fact, you shouldn't. So I like auction number 2, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 2 no trump says, don't particularly like hearts. 4 hearts says, I don't care. I don't care. I have 3 losers in my hand. I'm bidding the game, period. And then if responder has more, once he finds out that partner has more than 6 hearts is what this would indicate, because he doesn't care that you have probably 2 or fewer cards in the heart suit, then he can go on if it's indicated. It was not indicated in this particular deal. But I like option number 2 on this one.
So Susan, what does the responder promise with the 2 no trump
He
bid?
says that's kind of like bidding 1 heart, 1 no trump. It says I don't have the number of cards that you're looking for as support, and I don't have spades. I don't have 4 card spade suit to bid. It would be okay to bid a 4 card spade suit.
Get anything.
3 clubs would be the second negative. So
Well, up a little bit, maybe if you go up a little bit from that.
I'm
How would you bid if you had 5 hearts? since
If
the
I
two
had five
hearts
hearts and
bid means
a
6.
balanced hand like this,
Yeah,
including the spade void,
it just basically 5 hearts and it's 22 to 23 points.
well, if I had 5 hearts, if I had the 5-3-3-2 hand pattern, I would rebid 2 no trump.
Okay.
Not the 5-card suit.
So when you bid 2 hearts, you're saying you have 6 hearts.
Yeah, that's like I said earlier, when I rebid a suit, I promised my partner 6 of them, because if I have a 5-card major suit with a balanced hand pattern, I rebid no trump, just like I open 1 no trump when I have a 5-card major in my hand and 15 to 17 points. This is
Okay.
just an extension of that same philosophy. You do not have to do that. But if you open a 5-card major suit in this instance, and your partner has only 2 hearts, say he rebids 2 no trump, do you want to play a 5-2 fit, or what do you want to play? You don't know about anything else that he has. So when I have a balanced hand with 22 to 24 points in it, I rebid 2 no trump. Not-
Okay, thanks for stating that.
Pardon me?
Thank you for restating that. I needed to hear that again.
Sure, that's fine, not to worry. So I like auction number 2 here on this one. That one to me seems the most descriptive. 3 hearts. I mean, you've already said that you have a big, strong hand with a lot of playing strength with hearts as trumps. You don't have to jump to the 3 level to show that. Okay, here's another hand. Your partner opens 2 clubs, and this is your hand. Which is the best auction when you hold this hand? Your partner opens 2 clubs, you rebid 2 no trump, or you respond to no trump, and he bids 3 no trump. Anybody like that auction?
No.
No,
Oh,
because then the responder's hand is showing.
Well,
I mean,
opener's hand
The
is on
opener's hand is showing. Yeah.
Yes,
I
that's
like,
right. Exactly right. That's why I really dislike 2 no trump responses to a 2 club opener. Until I know for sure that my partner is not going to rebid no trump, then I'm not responding to no trump. Even if I have the 10 to 12 points in a balanced hand, I'll just bid 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds holds the spot. If my partner rebids 2 no trump, I'll bid 6 no trump. And the strong hand is concealed. It's not necessary to respond to no trump with this hand. Now then, another auction. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 no trump, rebid by your partner. And this hand bids 3 no trump. Is this a good auction?
No.
Why not?
Too many points in the responder's hand.
Right. Yes. Did anybody stop to count your points?
11.
Yeah, there are 11 points, and it's a balanced hand, and your partner has just shown you 22 to 24 with a balanced hand. 22 and 11 makes 33, and 33 to me says 6 no trump. So auction number 3 is the one that's the good auction here. This one, when partner rebids 2 no trump, this hand screams 6 no trump at me. It's balanced, partner's hand is balanced. We've got the firepower. Let's just do it. All right. Here's an example of a hand that went awry following a 2 club opening. This example also came from a hand earlier this winter. Went pass, 2 clubs by east, 2 diamonds by west, perfectly fine. 2 spades by east. Everybody like that bid? I do. I think that's a very nice description of that hand. It does not have 22 high card points in it, but it has a really strong suit, and then it only has 4 losers in it. So this is 9 playing tricks. So this is an opportunity to show a hand that is within 1 trick of game and has a long suit. Pardon me. West rebid 3 diamonds, showing a 5-card diamond suit. He doesn't have spade support, does he? Doesn't particularly like that. East rebids his spade suit, saying, I'm within one trick of game. If you have even one trick for me, partner, please bid 4 spades. Well, West said, my partner opened 2 clubs. He has 22 points. I have 10. And I've got a 5-card suit. I'm bidding 6 no trump. After all, my partner promised me he has the spades covered. Well, look at this hand. We're missing 2 aces, right? Missing 2 aces. What was wrong here? What happened? West forgot that a 2-club opening followed by a suit bid shows an unbalanced hand. May contain a void. It doesn't necessarily have 22 high card points in it. Now, if opener had rebid 2 no trump, I wouldn't have quarreled with a 6 no trump rebid by responder at all. 10 points in a 5-card diamond suit will likely produce a slam opposite a 2-club, 2 diamond, 2 no trump opening. But in this case, he didn't rebid 2 no trump. He rebid 2 spades. So it's a horse of a different color. Remember that. When opener rebids no trump, he definitely has those points he's promising, and it's a balanced hand. But when it's a suit rebid, it may or may not have that many points in it. Partners are saying, I have a hand that's within one trick of game with my suit as trumps. Says nothing about the ability to play no trump. His hand may very well look like this one. Notice, void in clubs, half of the points in the West hand are in that same suit where the void is. This is called duplication of values, and it's a bad thing when you're trying to place contracts. Here's a little questionnaire about some other things that 2-club bids can mean. If your partner opens 2 clubs, first choice, strong, artificial, and game forcing. Second choice, strong, artificial, but not game forcing. Third choice, weak 2-bid in clubs. Fourth choice, strong and natural. Or last choice, it has some other meaning. What do you think? Anybody
B.
have opinions?
B.
B, yes. A lot of people think a 2-club opening is game forcing, but I explained earlier, when your partner gives you the second negative, it may not be a game force. Here's second example. North opens a club, East bids 2 clubs. Is this one a strong takeout? Is it natural? Is it 5-5 in the major suits? Is it something else? Or does it require partnership agreement?
C.
C.
Somebody said C. That would be the Michaels Q bid, wouldn't it? And that's the way a lot of people play it.
Could be E.
Could be E, which, because playing Michaels does require partnership agreement, doesn't it? So E is not wrong. Most people would say C is what it is. A few people might say it's a natural club bid. After all, could be just a convenient minor, and that could be the natural bid. But most people use that to show 5-5 in the major suits with either 8 to 11 points or 16 plus. That's a very, very useful bid when it comes up. This is one you talk with your partners about. If you've agreed to play Michaels, then it's Michaels. Third example, 1 diamond pass, 1 no trump pass, 2 clubs. Is that Stamen?
No.
New minor forcing?
Yes.
Is it both minors and it's forcing? Both minors and non-forcing? Or is it something else altogether?
New minor
B.
force.
Both minors non-forcing.
That's right, Debbie. Why is this not new minor forcing?
Because the 1 no trump did not come from the opener.
Right, and there was no major suit bid by the responder. New minor forcing is used following a minor suit opening, a major suit response, no trump was rebid by the opener, and then the second minor suit is new minor forcing. Why isn't it Stamen?
You do, statement is after an opening of one no trump.
Right, Stamen is after an opening, no trump, exactly. It shows both minors, doesn't it? Is opener forcing the bidding when he bids a new suit here?
No.
No,
That's right. The only way opener can force is to open two clubs. So this is both minors non-forcing. It shows an unbalanced hand and asks South to choose the better fit, either clubs by passing or bidding two diamonds. I would assume that this is at least 5 or 6 diamonds and 4 clubs. But if he had a balanced hand, he would pass one no trump here. If he were 12 to 14. This shows anything from 12 points up to about 17, a hand that's not strong enough to rebid 2 no trump and not strong enough to jump shift. So if he had the 12 to 14 point hand and it were balanced, he would pass one no trump. This shows an unbalanced hand with longer diamonds than clubs. Now then, here's another example. 1 no trump, 2 clubs by responder.
Statement,
Stamen says nothing about clubs. Natural. Stamen, South has at least 2 clubs or other.
statement,
Amen. A.
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 You bet. Stamen is completely artificial here. South may be void in clubs, may be void. Exactly right. All right. 1 club pass 2 clubs. What does that 2 club bid mean? Does anybody know?
Natural 6 to 9 points and no 4-card major.
That's a reasonable choice, definitely.
It probably
Anybody
requires
play inverted
partnership.
minors? If you and your partner play inverted minors, that shows generally it's an artificial game force showing 5-card support in clubs and no 4-card major to bid. If you don't play inverted minors, it is natural, showing 5-card support with 6 to 9 points and no 4-card major to show. You never ever raise your partner's minor suit opening if you have a 4-card major to show first. Obviously, any of these bids require partnership agreement. If you play new minor forcing, B is the answer for you. C should not be an answer because D is the correct way you would bid. 6 to 9 points, 5-card support, no 4-card major. Obviously, this bid requires partnership agreement. Number 6, 1 diamond, 2 clubs by East. What does that show?
I think that's a natural opening hand to overcall the 2 level.
Right. Whoever said that's exactly right. I see a lot of you bidding 2 clubs with 9 or 10 points in your hand in this situation. Remember, a 2-level overcall is a different animal from a 1-level overcall. A 2-level overcall, particularly in a minor suit, requires an opening hand and a good 5-card suit. Absolutely right.
And I assure you that you will tell us about it if we do it wrong.
That's right. I will. All right. Next to last example, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 no trump, 2 clubs. What does 2 clubs mean here?
New
First off,
minor
is that a
forcing.
forcing bid?
Yes,
It is if you play new minor forcing, it's forcing. If you do not play new minor forcing, 2 clubs is not forcing, even though it's a new suit by responder, because North limited his hand when he rebid 1 no trump. If you play new minor forcing, this is a classic new minor forcing auction. 2 clubs needs to be alerted because it is not a club suit. So it's new minor forcing. If you play that, or if you don't, it requires partnership agreement. Pass, pass, 1 heart, pass, 2 clubs. What is 2 clubs here?
Drury.
It is if
If
you
you
play.
play it,
Yes, if you play Drury. Drury is a convention that says, I have a limit raise for you, partner. Did you open one of your 8-point wonders in 3rd seat there, or do you have a full opener? I don't want to jump to 3 hearts in case you opened on 8 points, but I have a limit raise for you with 3 or 4 card support. It is not game forcing because North is a passed hand. So if you don't play Drury, B could be your correct answer. If you play Drury, C is your correct answer. And regardless, D is always right in this instance, requires partnership agreement. Now, the very last one, 1 spade pass 2 clubs. Is 2 clubs stamen?
No,
Oh, no one, no trump opening. Is it new minor forcing?
no,
no,
Is it natural showing 6 to 9 points?
could
No.
be.
No,
No, it will never be showing 6 to 9 points.
Yeah, you have to have 10.
yeah, it could be D.
It could be D, natural and 10 plus high card points. Or if you play 2/1, it is natural and a game force. Any 2/1 response when you play 2/1 is a game force. And in other words, this bid requires partnership agreement. So regardless of how you use 2 clubs, you see that 2 clubs has a whole bunch of different applications here. So talk to your partner about it. Try to come to some agreement. And then if one of you forgets, well, try to be lighthearted about it because it'll be your turn to forget next week. You know, I promise you it will. And it may be your turn to make way more mistakes than your partner does. So thanks for coming this morning, everybody. And I'll talk some more next week about our picnic on Friday night before the tournament. Okay? Thank you.
Then.
Thank you, Susan.
Hi, this is Susan. Thanks for stopping by the Oklahoma Collective's YouTube channel. Basically, this channel shows recordings of our free 1-hour bridge lessons for advancing players that we offer every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you would like to join us, send your contact information to the email address shown on the screen, and we'll be happy to send you the link. If you would like to follow our channel and be notified when a new recording is uploaded, just click the Oklahoma Collective button below. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.